What did you call it? Magic internet money? What's this magic internet money?
Right.
Please explain to me, Gillian.
Okay, so the reason why I got interested in cryptocurrency, one, because when I started looking into it last year, it just so happened that there are these broad cycles in cryptocurrency, and in Bitcoin there's something called the halving that happens every 4 years, where the supply of Bitcoin is cut in half. So there are these supply shocks that happen just as there are these demand increases. So the price of Bitcoin tends to go up in these big steps every 4 years. And as it turned out, just as I was learning about it, was coinciding with this sort of halving event. And so I was like, wow, this could be really good timing for us if I'm just learning about this at this kind of right time. So it just seems like the economic circumstances of Bitcoin that exist all by itself, combined with just the crazy economics of the world right now, with all this money printing and businesses being shut down, for me it just seemed like there was never a better time to invest in something, into sound money, ever. So like whether that's gold or digital gold, which is Bitcoin. So to me, it just was an absolute no-brainer to dig into that. Now the altcoin stuff, that's totally different. That's super speculative. That's kind of like the penny stocks of whatever, where you can, you can make multiple X's in a month, or you can lose it all. So like I dabble in that for fun, just to kind of see what happens. And so far it's been interesting. But really, the Bitcoin investment is more about a really long-term horizon for protecting and protecting your wealth against what we know is going to come in terms of devaluation of the dollar and like scary economic demise, really. So sound investments, like real estate is a sound investment. You can't just print those. You can't just print Bitcoin. So these are things, it's a way of diversifying out of my real estate portfolio into something else that really will protect our wealth over the years to come.
I actually find that real estate investors are pretty good at making the move over to Bitcoin. Yes and no, because a lot of real estate investors want something they can touch, right?
But they also understand sound money principles too. Like they understand that
finance supply.
Yeah.
I find that they understand finance supply very well, because that's what real estate is. You can't make more land, and where the transition's easy for real estate investors, I find, is that they understand you cannot just make another Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you can, but it's you can't fake it.
You can't fake it.
You can't manufacture it easily. And as they learn more things, like it's harder to manufacture than gold. Like it's harder to make a Bitcoin than it is to mine gold. Right. It's that hard. It's that hard an asset. So then we see more and more adoption, I find, with real estate investors. At least I can think some of my own ideas how I got into it as well. Have you heard? Okay, so do you have preferred means of buying Bitcoin?
There's an exchange that I use.
Kraken?
I use Kraken.
ShakePay? Whatever it's called?
I use Kraken.
Right.
I've always used it since the beginning.
Oh, okay. Okay. I know people use BitBuy.
There's so many out there. I don't know that there's, again, like in terms of doing the research, so a lot of these exchanges, there's a lot of sort of lore out there of these, exchanges that get hacked and people, so you just got to make sure that you're with a reputable exchange, the larger the better, so that your magic internet money doesn't vanish, or to keep it in a cold storage wallet or something like that to make sure that it's safe. Which is what terrifies people, right? The possibility that someone could hack an exchange and make off with all your money. And these are legitimate concerns. So you have to actually do a little bit of work to make sure that you're doing the safe things.
Aren't people more likely to forget their password than they are to get hacked?
I don't know. I think so, probably.
Okay, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I do the grayscale stuff.
Well, so there's really strong opinions that exist in this space. So the Bitcoin maximalists will tell you not your keys, not your Bitcoin, and that's kind of fake. But look, not everyone wants to have control over Bitcoin coins. Like if you want to invest in Bitcoin, then invest in Grayscale. Like it's easy to do. You can do it in your Interactive Brokers account. It's not complicated.
Yeah. Anywhere you can buy stock, you can buy it. And this isn't advice, folks. We're
not
giving advice.
There's easier ways and harder ways to do things. And if you want Bitcoin exposure, you're buying you're not buying the Bitcoin itself.
Oh, I know
you're
that,
directly
yeah.
invested in it. So
Yeah.
do that.
To me, it's easier because
Yeah.
I don't need to transfer money and figure out these exchanges and
Right.
I have a cold wallet.
Right.
I don't know where it is right now. See, that's the first problem.
I know, you're like, what if you lose your key? What if you lose your wallet?
Yeah.
I know. Well,
So I haven't opened it yet,
Yeah.
but I bought a cold wallet. Now I don't even know where it is. So you can see why I shouldn't be trusted with these things.
Yeah, well, I think if you had, a few Bitcoin on it, you'd probably know exactly where it was.
and then can we talk about Dimitri? Your friend Dimitri,
Yeah.
who's involved with Ethereum. So I'm trying to get him on the show.
Right. Well, I did a again a Philip McKernan kind of course with him. He's a great guy. His son is the founder of Ethereum.
And they're from originally Russia, right?
They're from Russia.
And then where do they live?
They live in Toronto.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And they're
I
pretty
don't
successful.
think he does. I don't think Vitalik does. I think he lives like in Singapore or something. But Dimitri lives in Toronto.
Interesting. Like
Yeah.
they could really live anywhere they want.
Probably.
I'd want to hide probably.
Yeah.
If I was
Well,
that.
you wouldn't necessarily know anything about. He's very unassuming. He's a lovely person.
And then can you take a shot at explaining Ethereum, because I don't understand it.
Well, Ethereum is the mechanism to purchase. Like it's the utility. So Bitcoin doesn't really have a ton of utility. You don't really buy things directly with Bitcoin, but Ethereum is the sort of peer-to-peer part. So you buy things with Ethereum, right? So if you wanted to buy an NFT, for example, you'd have to own Ethereum in order to do that. You'd exchange. It's sort of more of a medium of exchange.
We're just gonna scare people with all the stuff we're talking
Yeah.
about. NFTs. Is that
Right. I don't know a ton about that, but
yeah, and that's why I'm keeping it small, right? Just Bitcoin and Ethereum for me, and it's still small.
But I have to say, like, the reason why I think I felt emboldened even to go down this rabbit hole was because I had taken your stock hacker, your options trading course. So really just getting into, obviously Bitcoin's not a stock, and neither is Ethereum, but really getting that notion of trading and trading currency and trading stocks. I just felt like it was a language that I was learning. I had developed all sorts of comfort around stuff that I never had before, and I just felt more comfortable wading into the space as well because of that. And now I'm learning, because I trade, do stock trading with you. I also I'm learning how to trade Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. Like I'm learning technical analysis, and I'm terrible at it, but I'm learning it, and I feel like it's kind of fun to learn how to do new things.
What I found cool about so as a real estate investor, like I poured everything I had into being a real estate investor, the best I could possibly be. But when I started doing stock hacker, selling stock options, and learning more about stocks, to learn about stocks, you have to understand a lot more about the world, right? And then when you're trying to understand the world, you have to understand money,
Right.
and that will lead you down this Bitcoin rabbit hole, because it leads you to gold. It absolutely has to lead you to gold, right? No one can. I don't know if anyone argues that gold is money. Hopefully not.
No,
I'm sure there's some people that argue. There's people that argue that the world is flat. So I'm sure there's people who argue that gold isn't money, but whatever. But yeah, if you study money, you study gold, you're gonna at least have a look at Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't really. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, but I almost like separate the things, and especially when you say alternative coins.
Yeah. Well, some of them are just like pure speculation, but.
Yeah.
But the whole idea, so this year really has been about expanding my financial literacy into all sorts of different areas, right? So before it was more bricks and mortar building, like my business, and now it's more, trying to understand, my options trading, trying to understand the cryptocurrency a little bit better. Yeah, so it's just a whole new phase. I love it.